Hey guys, Dov here with more Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer action. We're going to be taking a look at some more High Elves today. This one's from Norman. We've got Fireborn, Phoenix Guard, Techless Double Sisters, two Sisters of Averlorn, and Double Handmaidens. And Double Sisters, I guess, too. Up against the Vampire Counts, so we're looking for some sweet Kindle Flame action from Techless. We've got Dire Pack here, Black Knights. Up in the air, we're going to have a Lamian Lord with two Vargeist, Bell Bats, a whole mess of zombies, Unholy Lodestone. We've got White Kings on foot, Skeleton Spearmen, so pretty solid build. The one kind of a little bit of a fun pick, I guess, is the Vargeist. They're not the best here, but the Devils of Schwarzhofen at the very least do cause terror. They don't have the best AP values, but they can definitely do a lot of shock damage to unarmored units. So let's see. A bit of a swing and a miss there on that Penumbral Pendulum. Was trying to go after the Sisters of Avalorn there, but just mistimed the cast time a little bit. Can be very tricky to learn just exactly to timing those cast times and the animations and everything. But Black Knight's going to sweep up and around here. The High Elf force obviously quite a bit smaller. They are outnumbered more than 2 to 1. Almost 3 to 1. But, yeah. The idea here is to use Kindle Flame, of course, with Techless. Any time he casts a spell that will give damage to the Sisters of Avalorn and the Handmaidens' ranged attacks. Of course, the Fireborn, aka the Dragonborn, Dovahkiin, will have fire damage as well, so they'll get a damage spike, especially when they're charging with that 80 charge bonus. You can get a ludicrous amount of extra damage, but here some Black Knights come in for a cheeky little rare charge. They are going to get the first net. Unfortunately, Bats and Vargeist are coming in to tie down these Sisters. One of the units is able to get a couple of good volleys, though, and do a lot of damage through those Black Knights. Likewise, of course, the Spearmen will do okay while the nets hold them in place. Lamian comes in, gets a pretty decent breath attack. Doesn't do the most damage in the world, but actually manages to contact both units. And then here come the Vargeist. Thankfully, Sisters have pretty decent melee defense, but still, they're not really going to hold up against a heavy assault like this. You can see immediately one of the units gets terrified away. Thankfully, the Phoenix Guard are here to help, and a beautiful charge from the Fireborn coming in, countercharging these air units, and that's exactly what they need to do. And they're going to do a ton of damage to those, the Devils of Schwarzhofen, you can see, basically got one-shotted on the charge there, more or less. They might be able to stabilize, but they are very, very badly hurt. Immediately sent into crumbling. Yeah, less than 1,000 HP left, so that's pretty brutal. Looks like we're going to have a Fiery Convocation from Techless. It does obviously do fire damage, so it should be pretty good against the Sternsmen, but it looks like the Vampire player able to mostly dodge it with them. It does basically kill that unit of Skeleton Spears, though. And another net, again, that is going to proc that Kindle Flame. We can see that weakness to fire there, popping up on the Lamian Lord as the one unit of Sisters shoots. And, of course, the Handmaidens as well. They don't have the greatest DPS, but especially over the course of a long battle, they can definitely pick away at various high-value targets here. But, yeah. Fireborn are kind of grinding. It's the Regiment of Renown Phoenix Guard as well, which I believe they have magic attacks. Yes, they don't have fire damage, but they do magic attacks. I'm not sure. They have their little death explosion. I don't know if that actually does fire damage, but another pretty decent breath attack there. Looks like it was kind of spread a little bit skewampus. Didn't make the greatest contact, but might have done some damage to the regular Phoenix Guard there. Corpse Guard still sitting basically unopposed, which could potentially be a little bit of a mistake. The Handmaidens might want to go after it, but at the same time, they're sticking close to Techless, protecting him from the Lamian diving down, just hitting him in the face. Very nice use of the Scepter Stability, though, for the Lamian. It does give magic resistance, and of course, the Sisters of Avalorn also do magic damage, so that will give a little bit of a resistance spike there. The White Kings also will be decent at grinding through the Phoenix Guard. It's basically just going to be a matter of time. The Phoenix Guard do have very good melee defense, but the Spearmen aren't going to hold out here for too long, and then once the Phoenix Guard gets surrounded, it's just a matter of time. The White Kings can get in here, especially with the Corpse Cart and plenty of other support. You can see some great weapons in here. They don't have the most attack in the world. Let's see, 13 bonus versus infantry, plus 33 attack. He's going to struggle to make contact against some of these higher tier, but you can see, the debuff there, Enfeebling Foe from The Lamian on those Keepers of the Flame will allow these units to get a little bit better contact, of course. Not only the healing, but the Vigor Mortis from the Corpse Cart going to be very important in that situation. But the Fireborn still being basically completely healthy is a huge, huge problem for the Vampire counts. If they're going to be able to continue to cycle charge here, they can whittle away this force in a pretty big hurry. Yeah, you can see the Vargeist had been chasing some units off over on the side there, but it looked like might have messed up their pathing on something. I'm not exactly sure, but some Sisters and Spearmen did come back. Still not looking great for the High Elves. As you can see, the Phoenix Guard are starting to give out. Keepers of the Flame only lost, less than 10 models so far, but they are getting ground down. This White King, though, is actually getting crumped on them pretty good. Must have got himself a little bit surrounded there. Looks like he's got some friendly support now, but Teclis coming in with another beautiful, beautiful bound fiery convocation. Looks like he gets the Grave Guard out of the way, which is pretty good. But that is going to leave the White Kings then like even more surrounded, right? Because they didn't really pull back, and the zombies look like they mostly crumble away as well. But yeah, Phoenix Guard trying to stay in a position to not get completely surrounded here, but it looks like they probably will. Fireborn, though, haven't taken too much damage, and there's not really a lot of great targets or a lot of units that are going to be great for taking them out, other than directly charging them with the Lamian or using their breath attacks, rather. And even then, like the Sisters of Avalorn, because they still have a little bit of ammo left here, can kind of act as insurance, although it looks like they're going to use the last of their volleys against that Unholy Lodestone there, try and finish it off. These two Sisters could also probably loop around in melee and try and finish it off, or use the Fireborn to do the same. But getting rid of that Corpse Cart, very, very important. Should have tried to do it early on, maybe. It's a big maybe. Those kind of tactical decisions, it's tough to know really what's the right thing to do at the right time. But, the Corpse Cart, right now, it would be interesting. I would love for Creative Assembly to somehow implement a way to see not only damage done, like in HP, but damage healed and some other stats. Especially for like support units, like the Unholy Lodestone, just to see how much HP it actually heals throughout the course of the battle, to see how much value you're getting from it. But now the Handmaiden comes over into melee, one of them at least, is going to come and try and finish things off. That does mean the Lamian comes down, though, since one of them is exposed on her own. That being said, Teclis and the other Handmaiden can try and push through and get in. There are still, of course, Phoenix Guard around, so maybe not the best situation for the Lamian. Teclis comes in. It looks like the Seduction is active, so melee attack debuff. But yeah, there are a couple of Phoenix Guard in base contact here. We're going to be getting attacks in, doing a little bit of chip damage here and there, and then here come the Fireborn. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to get a full charge, but yeah. At this point, the balance of power is starting to turn in the High Elves' favor. The Sisters of Avalorn are out of ammo. That doesn't mean they can come and fight in melee, though. Again, they have pretty good melee defense, so they can at least stand and bump for a little bit against stuff like skeletons. Beautiful rear charge coming in here. You can see the Corpse Cart has been finished off, so there's no more supporting for the Vampire counts, and that does mean that they'll crumble away in a beautiful shot there with that nice Chaos Ruin in the background. One more zombie summon from the Lamian, gonna try and keep things close, but it's just a matter of time now. I'm surprised these Vargeist, the one regular unit of Vargeist, still managed to stick around. I guess they were chasing routing units for a lot of that time, but yeah, lightning reflexes giving a bit of damage resistance and speed, but it looks like the Fireborn will be able to get maybe the killing blows here. Nope, not quite. Handmaiden whips her bow out, starts to pop a couple shots, and I believe that will not lead to crumbling. You gotta love undead, functionally unbreakable. Oh man, that's a topic for another day, but I definitely like watching undead lose, that's for sure. And at this point, I will just spoil it for you. Their loss is more or less inevitable. Even if the Lamian were to come down and like try and snipe one of these characters, I mean, even Teclis himself could probably finish this off just with the Keepers of the Flame. It looks like the Handmaiden's actually getting beat up a little bit by the White King there. But yeah, the Lamian went down, it looks like, which is obviously going to put a huge dent in the balance of power. These Vargeist are still fighting, but I mean, eventually I think these Keepers of the Flame have good enough stats It would be a bit of RNG, but they could probably beat this White King, even just a few of them. Not to mention the Handmaiden and Teclis all attacking at the same time. Support doesn't have the leadership to hang, and the Vargheists, they'll come in for a few final attacks here, but they definitely can't fight these Keepers of the Flame in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, the High Elves hold out to the end. And with the drop of the White King, that will be a victory. So a big thanks, Norman, for sending that one in. Like I said, always like watching the undead lose, so it's a good time, especially the filthy vampire counts. 300 kills, 350 kills between the two of these Phoenix Guard, which is very, very impressive. 173 for the Dragonborn. The Dovahkiins, 163 for the Spearmen, 56 for another Spearman. Only 19 for these guys, but still very impressive stuff. You can see the one Sister of Avalon that got absolutely nuked by Vargheists obviously didn't do well. But the other one, 70 kills, 3 XP chevrons, great stuff. 83 kills for Teclis himself with some beautiful bound fiery convocations. On the vampire count side, Elamian Vampire Lore, definitely a very, very strong pick. And Lore of Shadows combo with Lore of Vampires is probably one of the best in the game, I have to say. She might have one of the best spell loadouts in general in the game, but yeah, a couple misses on the Penumbral Pendulums there, but still very good kills. 69 kills, nice. And 3 XP chevrons on these Graveguard with great weapons. I think they had some chevrons to begin with, but I actually kind of like the pick of the Graveguard with great weapons here a little bit, specifically to help counter the halberds. Especially with something like Unholy Lodestone. I might even juice them up with more chevrons, make them like kind of decent combatants, but I don't know. I'd have to look at really how efficient cost-wise that chevroning would be. I don't know that it would be super efficient. That's maybe something for another day, but anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this one. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.